obviously a lot of people know you from Rhythm City. Arguably, a lot of people would know you from the Rhythm City as Charlotte, but you've done a couple of other projects like 90 Plain Street When We Were Black, Intersections, Hotlines, one of my favorites. But like I said, so now a lot of people sort of kind of identify you as Charlotte. Do you escape from that? Do you still get that to this day that, aren't you Charlotte? Oh, there's Charlotte.
Yes.
Okay.
I get it all the time. The thing that happens the most is that people struggle to place me because I'm not on TV now or yesterday or last month or, whenever.
And recently I did hear that Rhythm City is also doing reruns. And I guess this is where it brings up the question of, are we ever going to win the battle of royalties? What is your opinion on it? I know, that sigh.
We will.
We will.
We have to. Because then if we don't get to the place where we do, then everybody else's fight has been for nothing.
How do we do that?
That's such a good question.
Are we ever going to see you in front of the camera?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
And you'll see me when I have complete autonomy to produce.
Do we still identify you as a female director? Is that still a thing? Or are you just a director?
I would like to think of myself as just a director. I am the director. When the director arrives, they mean me. But filmmaking has boys' club tendencies. And we're sitting in the boardroom and the door opens and then it's me. 156. With a face that looks like she's 12. And it's like, this is the person who's coming to it's like, yes, surprise. It's me. Kidna, babes. Awunayo Mungu, kidna. Kidna.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tuli. Welcome to another episode of What's Art. And today I have a multifaceted talent, Nozipho Nkelemba. She's an actress, director, casting director, and script writer. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
The beautiful Nozipho.
Thank you so much.
I'm so honored to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad you invited me, and I thought we could have a nice chat.
We will have a nice chat. Just based on our previous chats before starting, I think we're going to have a good chat.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you feeling today?
Fine. Cameras make me anxious. So all these red buttons that are looking at us now here.
The irony.
The irony. And it means that we're going to burn whatever it is that I'm going to say into these cards and it's going to live somewhere in the ether forever. That's terrifying. But other than that, I'm fine. I'm good. And I'm happy to be here.
I'm glad. I promise you we don't bite. I promise you we are not sensational. So whatever you say here, I believe is going to be, wholesome. And I believe it's going to touch somebody up out there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's important that it does. I think that's why you do the work as well, right?
Of course.
So those who are not in the know can hear from the ones that are. So that's great.
Absolutely. So, we were chatting just about 30 minutes ago that you were born in the Vaal. And you have always known that you want to be in the entertainment industry. And I read your interview with Glamour magazine when they asked you, where does this come from? And you said it's inherent because your family is a family of storytellers and they are entertainers. You spoke about your mom and your aunts being in the choir.
You read this article?
Yeah, I did. You spoke about is it your father or your grandfather that was the choir conductor?
My grandfather. So my
grandfather, yes.
My mother's father, yes.
Yes. And then from your paternal side, your aunt was doing radio dramas. So it's inherent for real.
it's inherent
Yeah,
for
you
real.
knew that this was your path. This is why also you went to AAA, you went to School of Arts, you went to NSA. So this is in your blood and you followed it.
It is.
Yeah.
And I did. And it's one of the things that I am sure of in my life. My mom, all her siblings can sing. My grandfather was a choir conductor, and a boxer as well, and a political figure in Everton, which is where my mom and her family are from. And my aunt, I don't know how she got into this line of work because she was a nurse by profession.
Okay.
But I think before she was qualified, she used to hustle side gigs. And she would do, on like black radio, there's like at 2:45, there's storytelling.
Yeah.
And she would be one of the voices. So growing up, maybe by the time I was about 10 or 11, she was really instrumental in helping me find auditions and making recommendations to my mom that, okay, we must come, we need to be at the SABC here on this day because this is happening. And
but just to interject, is that something
Yes.
that you told them that you're interested in, or they were like, well, we are a family that entertains, so
I
let's
never told anyone I was interested in anything.
wow, okay.
And I think she in particular, my Rakhadi, she thought, oh, this kid is so bubbly, we need to put her on TV. And I think I was ridiculously bubbly. I have a 6-year-old daughter now who I can liken myself to, but she's like times 50. Right?
Oh, wow, okay.
If you shave 50 off, that means I must have been a lot like that. So I can
Okay.
see why they thought, here, we need to put this person on television. Let's see what we can get. And I just never looked back. And I never had an interest in doing anything else.
Yeah.
I never had an interest in doing anything else. I thought I could sing as well, but because, the family sings, but
You can't sing?
I can. But it
Okay,
was
you
never, I never felt as passionate about it as, acting and performing or pretending to be somebody else,
Okay.
And I didn't see myself doing anything outside of performing up until I was about 18.
Okay.
And by then I had already spent a long period of my life performing and working professionally in the industry. But I thought, if I keep doing this acting thing, I'm going to be poor by the time I'm in my 30s, by the time I'm an adult, because there's no money in this business.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, what can I do where I can still channel my creative energy, but not be a pauper? And I thought advertising. But at the time, I didn't realize that I was just replacing Peter for Paul because 6 no 9.
Yeah.
Right. So then after art school, I did go to AAA and I majored in marketing and brand management. And what's funny is that much later then, those paths kind of segued because it's really useful having an advertising skill set if you're going to direct a commercial, because then you understand what the people in that gazebo are looking for. You understand what it is that was pitched, why it's important to tell the story as close as possible to what the copy that was written is. So I found that interesting, like, oh, God was laughing when he did this because he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
And even after all of that, I still find myself inside this entertainment vacuum, this performance and production beast. And it makes me tick, like I'm really passionate about art and filmmaking and creativity and having a voice and being able to express it. So, here I am. Even though I thought when I was 18, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. I'm just going to abandon it. And I tried.
You couldn't escape it.
Yeah, and I tried. I worked in corporate marketing for some time. I was a junior. What do they call me? I was a junior products manager.
Okay.
At L'Oreal South Africa for designer fragrances.
Okay.
So I had Emporio Armani, Giorgio Armani, Ralph Lauren, Victor and Rolf, Stella McCartney, Cacharel Diesel,
All right.
Boucheron, Kiehl's was the last one to arrive. But there were like I think 10 brands.
Okay.
And my life was like spreadsheets, and I would wear strange clothes, and I just thought, man, no, man.
This is not you.
I'm really trying hard to fit a circle into a square, and it's not working.
It's not happening.
It's not working. And I found myself pulled right back into it. I mean, being in corporate marketing, there was a time in my life I worked in Edgar's in Sandton City on the store floor,
Okay.
right? Introducing this product called Kiehl's, a skincare brand that's originally American and kind of spread all over the world. And then when it was brought to South Africa by L'Oreal, then they thought, okay, you're the junior, so you should probably go and teach all the people on the outside.
Okay.
Are they beauticians, like the makeup artists and the people who sell the skincare about this product? But because the flagship store in South Africa was inside Sandton City, inside the Edgar's, it meant I work at Edgar's.
Okay.
Which is terrible because I was famous, right? And then what was happening was that the brand, L'Oreal, were actually making a lot of sales of the brand unbeknownst to them, and that it was because I had a particular pull.
You were like the ambassador.
Not even because it wasn't formalized.
Okay.
But if, a brown person who's familiar with me being Charlotte and Rhythm City, for example, walks past that store and they see my face, like, oh, what are you doing here? So I'm like, oh, I'm selling this. Like, okay. And then, they buy a jar of really expensive cream. I don't know if they were buying it because they want to test it or if it's because
it's you.
I
Maybe
was
they
there.
wanted to have a conversation and then they got stuck. Like, let me buy something.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I didn't do that for very long. That was probably the moment where I decided, okay, I can't do this anymore. And it was around that same time when I think Olile Chabalala had me come and audition for Intersections at Quizzical, now Curious then.
Okay.
And then I got the role, and then I quit my job. I quit my job. I was like, okay, so if ever I wanted a sign about whether or not I was in the right place, this is it.
Yeah.
But I always struggled with the push and pull of what it means for our livelihoods and the way that arts in this country is kind of set up, or everywhere else in the world. It's just the other industries are probably a bit more developed than ours from a time perspective. They've had more skin in the game, but with us, I think our industry is still newish, and you see there's no rules that govern this thing. All my life experience being a filmmaker, there are very little rules that govern how it works, have us protected.
Yeah.
Things that we should be entitled to that are basic needs, like UIF or medical care or whatever the case may be.
It's literally basic.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I could see that even all the way back then, because even are they stalwarts? They were struggling with the same thing, and the ones between them. So, like I was talking to you earlier about Mam Connie Chiume, even the generation after her, right? So if Mama is in her 70s, then we're looking at the guys who are hitting their 50s. Even they struggled. And then the next decade, which is me, we're struggling.
Yeah.
Why? It's not great.
No, it's not.
To go on Instagram and see Brandon Orret tuning Gayton about the fact that he's spending 120 million to build a wall in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And the people who have built this industry, who have basically been begging over and over for like scraps, are still doing the same thing. It's 2026, Noktula. And there are many of them behind me, you guys, coming in this space.
What are you coming into?
And how do we fix it? How do we fix this? What are you coming into?
Yeah.
What are you going to get? So that's my big struggle with finding my passion early in life. That's always been my push and pull. How do I survive life but still get to make art?
Yeah.
There are some loopholes and there have been some ways, but I don't know that it's solid enough yet, which is concerning.
You know what? This is a conversation that, we have with many artists. And when you have the conversation, you are left with more questions than answers, than solutions. It's the same story over and over, same challenge over and over and over again. And it's very unfortunate, even for the people that, like you're saying, like the people that are coming after us, what are they coming into? What foundation did we lay? What, all of these things, it's a conversation that still needs to be had all the time until something changes, right? It's unfortunate that the change is slow.
Oh, it's super
if
slow.
At all. If at all. But this is something that I still want to get into a little bit later, especially with your earlier career. What I was interested in when I read the interview was you saying that your dad used to rent out movies and you'd record sitcoms, and that was one of the things that sparked the passion in you being a storyteller or you being an artist. So I was curious to know, what are some of those films that you recall from your childhood, or the sitcoms that you used to watch? And when you were sitting and watching, you're like, I want to be just like this person.
Geez. So I think some of that programming was even happening subconsciously, because not all the movies were necessarily good. Steven Seagal is a big figure in my childhood, but
all of us remember SABC used to have I think he was an influencer for SABC, Steven Seagal. Hey,
you know what I mean? And my parents had open time. No, they had like that box decoder, that Mnet decoder, and when open time came, we could continue watching when open time closed, right? Because open time would open and then it would close,
I think
right?
for just an hour or something,
So we'd either be recording whatever movies are on there with my older brother. And then I remember a lot of black films of the time also being something prominent for me, like the Spike Lees of the world. And things like Boomerang and Have Plenty and, just brown people on TV.
I loved Boomerang.
You know what I mean? Doing like normal people
Yeah.
things. Like, here's a black man and he's like a corporate CEO in a creative industry. It's
Yeah.
like really cool. And like Martin was a big thing. In Living Color was a big thing. What else used to be? Those twins, sister. All those things that were kind of like the pinnacle of black entertainment at the time. All American, obviously, but I was big on that. I was big on like using the VCR to record stuff. And then you have to decide what you're going to record over, because this tape is already full. There's already the stuff that you've seen, but I don't want to lose these episodes of much. So it was also very interesting that my dad is a big lover of films, but they were all really action films. And
You're not a big fan of action.
Well, now I am.
Now you are, but
Now
then
I
you
am.
weren't.
You know, that's like what I would like to watch when I'm relaxing or trying to
Really?
escape, and I'm not
Wow.
like, don't judge me. John Wick. Oh.
No, but John Wick, I get it. Mara, for relaxing, I'm not gonna relax. I'd be so anxious all the time.
I love action and caper. They're my favorite. You know, like Italian Job. I'll watch it over and over and
Yeah.
over again. Bad Boys over and over and over.
So nice.
You know, it's like it's not serious. It's a bit frivolous.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of live in a world that probably doesn't exist with the level of violence. But
Yeah.
it's fun for me. It's fun. Right now, I'm watching Man on Fire. It's a series
Oh,
on
yes, on Netflix.
yes,
Yeah, I saw that
and
one.
my mom thinks it's quite like bad, you know, because she's holding on to
The Man on Fire with Denzel, the
right?
film,
So she's
yeah.
like, "What's this thing?" I'm like, "Girl, this is the sauce."
I like it.
Okay,
Of course, you can't compare it to the film, but I like it.
you know,
Yeah.
I also like it. I like staring at it really more than anything. I'm not gaining anything. I'm not making any comparisons, but it's like how I switch off
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I'm not gonna think about anything serious. So
The Dreamstream Studios in Randburg is a full-service studio on Bramfisher Drive. It's perfectly suited for podcasts, music recordings, and general video recordings. Being backed up by an experienced editing production team means you can walk in, record, and walk out knowing that everything you need will be done. Dreamstream mobile gear ensures that you can cover your video and live streaming needs on location too. They've got the cameras, the lights, and the action to make you and your brand shine. Contact Dreamstream on studio@dreamstream.co.za and they'll make the magic happen. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself.
I love movies, man. I liked going to the cinema when I was a little girl. Like, first time I watched Lion King was in the movies, and I had a little cry when Simba
That must have
died.
been an experience.
You know,
Yeah.
and I was a little girl. But it's always been a thing that's in my house: film and watching films,
Yeah.
or going to Video Town. We're gonna hire films, and we're gonna be sitting at home
Yeah.
and watching these films.
That is so cool.
The Home Alone.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, all three of them. Is it three now?
Yes,
I think there was a
Yes.
4 with another
like a younger
star.
person.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, no.
It's like that Spider-Man thing that's happening now. It's very confusing to me.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I get it with the Marvel universe though, because
Right.
they have to live on and on and on.
Right.
I mean, your kids have to have a superhero.
Yeah, because they're like, here's Spider-Man. I'm like, Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire is Spider-Man.
It's my Spider-Man.
Who are these people?
No, Tom Holland has to be a Spider-Man for your kid.
That's it, yeah, and they love him.
So because that's another universe, I get it. I get that.
Yeah.
But the ones where like they are the classics and then they get sequels over and over again, it does get to a point where you're like,
much.
stop.
You know? The multiverse.
I mean, if you are keeping it there with the superheroes, Marvel and your DCs, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because like I said, new kids on the block also have to have superheroes.
Yeah, heroes,
So
yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, I have a friend who says that she introduced the kids to Tyler.
Tyler, our
Yes,
Tyler.
our Tyler.
Okay.
And I was like, why are you teaching these girls this thing? She's like, no, the girls need a person to look up to.
Absolutely.
They need a hero. And so now it's grown on me that, you know, Tyler's the...
I mean, yeah, exactly. You know, it's funny because even like the older divas, you know, back then you would think that is that somebody that should be a role model for younger
Yeah.
kids? But when you look back, you're like, yeah, they're incredible. Even
Yeah.
if they were your Aretha Franklins, they were very confident and
Yeah.
exuding, you know, sensuality.
Yeah.
And you think this is not something that maybe the younger kids should look up to.
Yes.
But now you look back, you're like, well, that was legendary.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your career though. So, you know,
Yeah.
you've been in numerous telenovelas and drama series. Obviously, a lot of people know you from Rhythm City. Arguably, a lot of people would know you from the Rhythm City as Charlotte. But you've done a couple of other projects like 90 Plain Street When We Were Black, Intersections, Hotlines, one of my favorites. But like I said, so now a lot of people sort of kind of identify you as Charlotte. Do you escape from that? Do you still get that to this day that, aren't you Charlotte? Oh, there's Charlotte.
Yes,
Okay.
I get it all the time. The thing that happens the most is that people struggle to place me because I'm not on TV now or yesterday or last month or whenever. But I have a relatively large portfolio that lives on SABC's platform. And what that means is that they keep looping the stuff. So every now and then something old will be brought forward and it will be rebroadcast. And maybe from that someone will recognize me. And then I know that Netflix had acquired The Forgotten Kingdom for some time as well.
One of my faves.
Thank you. So it's like these things get rehashed. And there's two types of people: the ones who know instantly, and the instantaneous ones are always Rhythm City or Heartlines. Even Forgotten Kingdom should be in that category of the ones who are like, I know you're that girl from Forgotten Kingdom, and you speak such great Sesotho.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones like Happy, who are like, you look. He said, you look like someone who used to be on television back in the day, right? And that's a very accurate, description.
Yeah.
Because, like, I did Blood and Water in 2023. I basically cast myself. Well, my co-director actually cast me because we were having a casting issue. And she was like, you're going to do it. I'm like, no, Kitumetsi, please.
I don't want to be in front of the camera.
It's you, sweetie.
You are doing it. Yeah.
And then I did it. But it's like 5 seconds of screen time in the cut. So you have to be watching with your big eyeballs to see
like,
that, there she is.
Yeah.
So I haven't done a lot of television work, acting work recently. If anything, it is stuff that's like quite dated. 2010 maybe, and earlier.
Yeah. I want to come back to that to ask if we'll ever see you back on our screens. We know you are behind, but are you going to come back in front of the screens? But I want to touch on something that you just touched on now when you're saying a lot of your archive is on the SABC and there's reruns. And recently I did hear that Rhythm City is also doing reruns. And I guess this is where it brings up the question of, are we ever going to win the battle of royalties? What is your opinion on it? I know. That's sigh.
We will.
We will.
We have to. Because then if we don't get to the place where we do, then everybody else's fight has been for nothing.
How do we do that?
That's such a good question.
We need to figure it out.
It's kind of happening now, like with the Jack Devner reigns of the world and the stuff that's happening with Saga, and how the actor's approach to dealing with the issues is much more vocal now. And social media, love it or hate it, makes geographical distances much shorter. So I can make a video now and tag, the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture and hope for the best. So there's a lot of noise. And I think that if we keep that up for long enough, for loud enough, we're going to get our way. And so. I think it also depends on some of the producers, because I did something with a company called Fireworks Media. It no longer exists now. And recently, the executive producer said to me, "Hi, Nozipho, I hope you well. I'm owing you some residuals. Please invoice for this amount." And it's from a rerun. And sometimes it's different. Sometimes the monies are like, wow, okay, I've just gotten 10 grand from doing nothing. Or oh, here's 1,600 rand. But the fact of the matter is that
You were getting something.
I'm getting something,
Yeah.
and there are structures in place that can support those models. So the producers also have a part to play in rolling that kind of thing out. I'm trying to figure out how it will look now with the streamer market, right? How residuals look with something.
I actually wanted to ask something like that,
you
like
know.
the Forgotten Kingdom.
Yes.
Did you get anything? Did they call you? Did they say something?
No. And I signed a nice contract with some American partners that explains well that there's a point system in place and that there's something that I should be getting. But I didn't, and I haven't followed up to fight or try to do something about it because I partially feel disempowered and I don't know who like like bambora nyana. So like why must they put it on knowing that we have like these contractual agreements in place and then they're still not on it? So that feels very much like a producer thing. And then there's the bigger macro environment then when we can talk about the government or whatever. So for instance, why do we have a department called Sports, Arts and Culture?
Sports, arts, and culture.
Ha!
It's a big portfolio.
Hey, batho ba Modimo.
Sports must just be
There.
then
On
arts
its own.
On its own, yeah.
Art there on its own.
Yeah.
So why does it have this? Why is it grouped together? Why is that budget existent? Like why does it exist under one line item?
It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
No.
Right? So there's the stuff that everybody else should be doing, right, externally. And then there's also the stuff that we should be doing. And hopefully we can find a place where those two worlds merge. It feels like we are really close, you know? You see, sometimes you get these reruns of like the Felicia Mabuza show, and then you see Mam Thembi Mtshali complaining about this, but 30 years ago.
I saw that. I saw it on TikTok.
Yes. Mam
And
Connie
there
also has
yes,
one.
there's one where Khobolela Mangana
Ntatomong len, ke ntate.
eh
Ke a
man,
mmona,
why
ke a
ke
e
mo
bona,
lebe-
ke a e
why ke mo
bona.
lebe- Kancube, ke mang konje?
Ntate Sello,
Ntate Sello, my
Make.
apologies
Eh.
for yes.
Eh.
Yes, he was speaking
Baba, what?
about the same thing back then. I was shocked.
Yes,
I was so shocked. I was like, this is the reality today.
yes. It is the reality today.
Disheartening. Yeah.
And I remember I said to you, I saw Uncle John Kani as
Yes,
well,
yes.
speaking to
On the
Renaissance to the People's
yes.
Bay
Yes.
about how in their time it suited politicians, specifically the ANC, to be aligned with the arts because the arts was partially, well, in a big way, fighting apartheid.
Correct.
And now we're free or not free, whatever it is that we're calling it. And it's kind of vanished into thin air. And that's problematic.
It is.
It's deeply problematic, and it does rest with us as, you know, the custodians and the next people in line to find ways to undo all this trash.
Correct.
Because it is trash. And I want to say that there's more happening physically to fight this thing, but like I said, the macro people are busy doing their thing, and then here the micro people doing their thing too. So I'm hoping that very soon we can find a way to bridge that gap, and we've got like faces behind these things. Like when I was talking about Brendan Oretana, and the other day I also on a podcast also going crazy, talking about the same thing. So I think if we continue making as much noise as we're making right now, they'll have no choice but to help us make it work.
Correct.
You know, and to formalize us like every other industry, like mining. I want to be treated like somebody who works in mining, like an engineer, you know?
Yeah.
And in turn create these jobs so that younger people have things to do and, you know, jobs to go to after coming from a very expensive tertiary, you know, you have this great education. And for what?
For what?
You see?
Yeah.
So something's got to give. And I feel like we are really close to that tipping
On a
point. We
brink.
just need to
Yeah.
keep pushing
Yeah.
and pushing and pushing. And maybe even set some stuff alight, put some bombs in places, and we must detonate. Right?
Sometimes that's how change is achieved.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of the things in this country, I think, are still very much the same as the way they were, if not worse, when our parents and grandparents were, you know, much younger. And they ended up doing the things that they ended up doing because they were left with very little choice. And I think that if we're pushed hard enough, it could very much turn into something like that. I think it's been sitting dormant, you know, in a box folded neatly
For a very long time.
for way too long. And you can just feel it, the discomfort. So I'm hopeful and faithful, even in my negativity from time to time. Albeit my negativity, I'm still very much for trying to get us what it is that we want.
Yeah. Because in as much as it might be challenging, you have all these challenges, art is life. You can't escape it. You know, you can't do away with it. It's not something that can just die. It's impossible because literally we are creatures that create all the time. So I had Andile, I think a couple of episodes prior, and she said the cessation of creation is death. Because think about it, even from like a nature perspective, if we don't reproduce ourselves, as in we are creating ourselves, then it means life comes to an end. And that's creativity, that's art also. When you stop doing that, that means everything else stops. There's no way you can imagine your life without music, your life without just art, the arts in general. There's no way. Because at the core of it, your creator is a creator.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you are bound to be also a creator. So there's no way you can go on in this life without creating.
Look at you, so passionate.
Let me get back to you though. So I put this aside, but I'm bringing it back.
Yes.
Why not why are you not, but will we ever see you in front of the cameras? I mean, you had a reaction there a bit, so we want to know, are we ever going to see you in front of the camera?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
And you'll see me when I have complete autonomy to produce.
What does that look like?
It means that I will cast myself.
Okay. I like that.
And I will act in something that belongs to me, that will be produced by me. And once that's done, it'll serve as a great reminder to everybody else, you know, create a sense of awareness that, oh, she's not just this thing, she's this other thing too. But we also get boxed into these things according to the templates of the science, right? So now I'm going to reverse engineer what we're talking about, because as an actor trying to become a director, it was like virtually impossible, right? And everyone was just like, what are you trying to do? And my response was that I've been doing this for so long on this side of the camera. It's really so fascinating to me that there's 30, 40, 50, 90 other people here. What are these people all
I
doing?
want to understand the whole ecosystem.
I want to understand all of it. And you see that guy who's responsible for how all these elements come together harmoniously. That's what I think I'm called to do. I'm a showman. That's what I'm called to do. And because of how we've been taught, you get told that you can't be a jack of all trades. You've got to be a master of one. But the rest of that saying is that I can't remember it exactly, but it's better that you know more than one thing so that you're able to do many things.
Yeah.
And I spent many years making coffees for directors just so I could stand over their shoulder to be like, oh, what are you doing? What's happening here? Why did you do that? Why did you? And the actors were all like, oh, shame, skepsi. Skepsele samudimo hasa actor. No one is casting her. No one is. But I knew what I was doing, right? And there's no reason why I can't flip that whole thing around as well.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about another person who has been a part of my life for a long time, and I worked for him, and he's a director. His name is Thabang Molea. And I saw something Thabang said where he wrote about how he was told that he could only direct commercials. It's never going to happen that he's going to be able to direct
Like long form
series or scripted. That man is doing both of them at the same time simultaneously like this. So there are no rules about how things must be
done, yeah.
So the same as when you were asking me how I've functioned between production houses. I'm an independent contractor. I should be able to work for whomever I feel has the capacity to hire me. And yes, it'll clash where it does, but there's ways around that.
Correct.
Outside of what we've been told exists. So when the opportunity presents itself for me to act for somebody else on that person's accord, I will definitely do it.
Okay.
Right? And I am creating the opportunities for myself to act in things that I will produce, so that I'm not at the mercy of the person who's going to call me to say, oh yeah, renali role for wena. So you will see me on TV.
Okay. Well, that's great.
You will see me in cinema.
Yeah.
Even though we've been told it's dying, I don't think it's dying. I
We
think
should
it's,
keep it alive.
it's a rebirth of sorts. Yes, I'm really passionate about performance, and I have for a long time, and I think that's what makes me a great director, is that
Understanding performance.
it's so important.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that understanding all the other stuff is not. It's equally important, but that's why there are all those people on the other side, because all of them have things assigned to them
Correct.
to take care of. But translating what's written on paper and how it travels to the actor and then how it travels onto screen, you don't buy that. It's called talent.
Correct.
And it's either you have it or you don't.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I want to talk about what you just touched on, your transition from acting to directing, how that journey was. But before that, this is something that I'm personally curious about, right? Like, you're an actor. Usually, it's not going to be a bad question.
Yes.
It's not going to be this is a good question, I think.
Okay, girl.
If I have to blow my own horn.
Yes.
So, as an actor, you borrow yourself, your body, your image to the craft. With you, you've kept a certain image. And with that, I mean your hair, right? It has always been like this. And I think we love you for that, right? But for me personally, I've always been like, and when I look back, because I transitioned to natural hair like 5 years back. But
And it's beautiful.
thank you. It's because of people like you. Where when you look back, you're like, hey, man, motho kgale a le conscious from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, in as much as you don't want to politicize everything, but it's unfortunate that black hair is political because of our history, right? It ties a lot into it is our identity, And with every character that you've played, you've kept your hair. And perhaps that's not something that we talk about when you are casting maybe a white person, because for them, hair is not as political as a black woman. But as a black woman, then it becomes political if you say, well, I don't wear weaves in real life and I don't have to wear weaves also when I am in character. How did you do that? Because with every character that you've played, you've kept, and it's okay because this is you.
So there's times when I couldn't get away with it. But I think I've been lucky in that I think my hair was also cast too. Right. So,
okay.
Because the thing about casting is that it's not about, it's a tricky thing. It's not about who is good and who is not good.
Okay.
It's about who is right and who is not right. I'll make an example.
Okay.
Cynthia Evario, is that it?
Yes.
She's now been cast as Miriam Makeba in this upcoming Hugh Masekela film.
Yes.
I have seen myself playing Miriam Makeba all my life. But really, I look nothing like her. I have big hair. I'm not tall. I'm not lean and petite. But Cynthia is. And she can sing like a bird. So the difference between her and I is not talent. It's that she's right and I'm not.
Yeah.
So I think along the way, everyone who has kind of cast me, it had something to do on some level with my hair. With Heartlines, I can tell you for sure that my hair played a role in me getting the part. Yes, thank God I could act. And, that's why then I was cast. But I also remember doing a commercial very young, about 10 or 11, when Alan Gray Insurance started becoming a thing in South Africa that would appeal to the new South Africa at large. And because of how young I was, my mom and I, who took me everywhere, she drove me everywhere. She was like my agent, right? My agent was Professional Kids, which I think no longer exists anymore.
Okay.
But, it was a really great place at the time. And all of us were on there, like the YoTV kids and everything. I digress. But once I got that brief and I was cast, I remember saying to my mom, okay, we need to go to the salon so that I can have my hair washed, and then they're going to just blow dry it nicely. And then when we do the twists, it will give me a little bit more length than what it is now.
Okay.
And because of the little understanding at the time, the makeup artist was mortified, a white woman. She could not understand why I suddenly looked different.
Blow dried your hair.
Why I looked different from how I was in the auditions, how I was in the PPM notes, and obviously not having that understanding, I didn't realize what I had done. So they spent some time spritzing water in my hair so that it can go back, go back. And eventually the hair went back. And commercials are laborsome. I wasn't doing anything. I was a girl sitting in a bus looking outside a window. That was it.
Yeah.
And obviously in those storyboards, they had already decided that they want these little twists. And I had gone and I'd messed it up, right? But to make the point, I think that my hair being the way that it is in its natural state has been an influencing factor on the parts that I would get cast in. Like, I think it was quintessential for When We Were Black for me to look that way.
Definitely.
You know, I can't remember what I wore on 90 Plain Street. No, I wore the same hair. 90 Plain Street, I played she's a little bit queer, so it aided us. Intersections, this is a street adult, so it aided us. In the things that I can recall, there was always a reason why we'd keep my hair the way that it is. It's only when I got a bit older when I had been asked to wear a wig. And I specifically remember one scene from a show directed by Pielo Makosholo, where he put me in this long wig.
What show is that?
Emoyeni.
Oh,
A series called
yes,
Emoyeni that was I wrote on
SABC.
it
Yeah.
with Mabatu and Tishiwe, and I think Karabo Lidija might have also been on there. Anyway, and in a flashback moment, we needed to make me look different, so they put me in this long wig, and it was just sticking to my face and like itching me, and like, what
You're
is
not
this
used to this.
plastic? And now I must act and look like poised. So it's interesting. It's such an interesting observation that you're making, because I had never really thought about it up until this moment.
I actually thought it was a conscious decision because, like Mabatu is the same.
Yes.
And I've always admired that
Yes.
because I think it goes back to what I'm saying. I guess I'm reiterating it. You wouldn't necessarily think that with your white counterpart as a woman, but with a black woman, you would, because there's hair politics. And when you think of a black woman, you think of many variations of a black woman. So if I'm saying, well, in my normal self as Nozipho, I wear natural hair. If I have to come into a set, do I need to? Because I do lend myself to this character, but do I need to also deviate from who I am? Like,
No. And maybe that's what's deliberate. So as Nozipho walking into a casting, you're going to take me as I am. Unless I feel that this character needs a wig, then I can go and borrow some from my sisters or whatever, because I don't own any of that stuff. So that I look a particular way. But maybe what was consciously unconscious was that I'm like this. Kije. And if I onyake, I have no problem. But yeah, there's a world where a girl like me exists on television. So it doesn't always have to be straight unless it aids the story.
Correct. The Dreamstream Studios in Randburg is a full-service studio on Bramfisher Drive. It's perfectly suited for podcasts, music recordings, and general video recordings. Being backed up by an experienced editing production team means you can walk in, record, and walk out knowing that everything you need will be done. Dreamstream mobile gear ensures that you can cover your video and live streaming needs on location too. They've got the cameras, the lights, and the action to make you and your brand shine. Contact Dreamstream on studio@dreamstream.co.za and they'll make the magic happen. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself. Because I'm going to wrap it up, I promise. Because the thing about hey, right? It's almost, and this might be controversial, but it's almost like saying we want a dark-skinned girl, but we are gonna make up you so that you are lighter. That's kind of how it feels when you're like, okay, not the natural hair, because it's like, but that's my hair. That's natural.
That's how I
we
look.
shouldn't change it. We shouldn't,
Yes.
But it's fine. I digress as well, because we live in a world, in a society where we have evolved and there's different variations of people, and it's okay. We can
Yes.
do that.
Do you think it's gotten better? Like what you're asking about?
I don't know about your world in terms of, borrowing yourself to a character. I don't know, because see, excuse me. So there's people like you that have been in the industry for long, that if you suggest that, well, I think we can play this character like this, or when they approach you, they already know that you are going to come like this. But then there's the younger people where they have to prove themselves, and it's like, okay, I would like to be like Nozipho, where, because I am like this, I'm uncomfortable in real life to put on a weave because it's really not me. Even when I have to play a character, I have to play maybe something that resonates with me. I mean, actors have limits, as well. So does that young person have that liberty, that freedom to say, I don't feel comfortable, let's not put a wig on me because that's not me. Let's work with my hair as it is.
They should.
They
They should have
but
that
can
liberty. At the risk of not being employed, at
You
the
see?
risk of not getting the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been lucky because a lot of the creative leads and directors I've worked with have been conscious of that kind of thing. So we've spoken now about Olile, we've spoken about Hlomla, we've spoken about PJ, Kalo Matabane, you know, all those guys are very like pro-black.
Correct.
So even when I was meant to look westernized and less Afro-y, what that was the same hair in a bun and then perhaps an Afro hair piece to give it like a big puff.
Yeah.
So that's also the vision of the people who are leading creatively. So hopefully there's more people like me who allow these young people that you're talking about then to be able to express themselves in their natural physical form without having to become something that they're not.
Absolutely. And just to wrap this up, I was at Film Festival where the panel was about women actors, female actors in the industry. And I think one of the topics that they addressed was sex scenes. And all of the panelists were people that are already established, so they know their boundaries. They can say, well, I'm not comfortable with this, etc., etc.
But they didn't wake up like that. Continue.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. That now, what does the younger person that has never acted before but wants to, what liberty do they have there? You know what I'm saying? So I guess the honest, from what I'm gathering, is that people like you that are already in the industry, owe it to them to make them feel comfortable to say, you are okay as you are, or let's approach it this way. Are you comfortable with this? Just so that they don't feel like they do not have autonomy over their body, even as lending their body to a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think then I was afforded those opportunities by all
by
these
the people
said
that,
and then yes, the onus is for me to then create the same platform for those that are coming after me.
Yeah.
Having said that, there's a lot of things that are in place. You see, you've spoken about sex and intimacy, and now I can't ignore it.
Go on.
There's a lot of, things that are in place that make those kind of things standardized now. Whereas in my day, what I was running on was my physical body and with very little protection about what the boundaries are. And if I've put myself in those really dangerous situations in the past to get to a place where I can say I'm not comfortable, it's because I was in danger at the time. And now, the generation of the actors that are coming in now have a lot of things that can protect them from using their bodies in a way that they shouldn't to achieve a particular thing that we're trying to say in the story. So yes, to answer your question, I do have a responsibility the same way that it was passed down to me. But I think, less pedantic about it because there are all these platforms that are available for the people who are upcoming.
Yeah. I get that. And I'm glad that we are evolving in that direction.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It is.
So let's talk about your transition then from acting to directing.
Yes.
How was that transition? Who are some of the people that helped you? I know you mentioned a few people that were paramount to getting you to where you are right now. But how was that transition getting into directing? And do you have, you've since directed quite a number of projects. Gomorrah, Emoyeni, which you just mentioned, and they've won accolades as well. Blood and Water, Blood Legacy.
Lots of
recently, blood. Lots of blood, girl. recently kwa baba, so who are some of those people and how was the journey getting into directing?
Um, it was difficult because of what made it difficult was being judged by my peers about what it was that I was doing.
Okay.
What made it difficult was the close of like financial taps
Okay.
on from an acting perspective now that I'm
Behind
kind
the
of
scenes. Yeah.
and I became an intern essentially. I tried to assist as many of them as I could, and a lot of them I've mentioned here today. PJ was really important to me because he taught me a lot of tricks. Yes, I went to Wits whatever and I studied film, but
In practice, it's now different.
completely. And I think at Wits I saw a camera once. So what's really helped is the performance background, which has then given me a really great cushioning to segue into directing. But there are a lot of people along the way who helped me. PJ helped me. Tandy Brewer, she's late and great. She helped me. Bridget Pickering, still around. I think runs something called Bump Films now. She helped me. And then soon after, I started doing production work. So even though I had been a director's assistant, Catherine Cook, a big one who helped me, right? She's my mentor.
Yeah.
Cindy Lee as well. So all of these people played some kind of a part in sharing with me what it is that they do and how they do it and how they approach it. And then, so that's like, 50% them and then 25% bullshit and then 25% confidence and then just kind of faking it until I was making it. And from being the director's assistant, not the assistant director, no, right? I'm the person who goes,
Yeah.
"So would you like a coffee, Catherine?"
Yeah.
She says, "Yes, please. 2 sugars, no water." From doing that, I went into production, and I remember going to a line producer who is also a producer and an accountant now named Tulani Ngwabe, and I asked him, can I have a runner's job, please? I've become a mother now, and my oldest, he's 11. And I said, I don't think I can survive on just waiting for the phone to ring to do some stuff. Can you give me some stuff?
Yeah.
And he gave me a job as a production coordinator. And I coordinated for some time. So I learned how to build a call sheet. I learned, and a call sheet is like a directory. Everything that you need is on there. And soon, the same person, with the help of Bridget and Tandy, moved me into casting. So now I was coordinating cast. Okay, you'll be picked up at this time, and then I started casting features and bit parts. And then one day I got a brief and they said, here's this telenovela we're going to do. It's the first telenovela on SABC. It's called Keeping Score. Please, can you cast it for us? And there I was now casting. And when Keeping Score came about, I pushed very hard to direct on there. I pushed very hard. Yes, and there was pushback because like, Sisi,
Yeah.
we have like Sonia Mbele on here, bruh, Saint Sesedi, you've got big names,
What are you going
it's
to
like,
do?
let me just show you that I can. Let me just show. So I pushed and pushed until I did. And then once I had a few kind of things on, under my name, then I had things to show. And then a family friend who also became then my boss, Kutlwano Ditele, he was also kind of instrumental in giving me Gomorrah. He's like, okay, you want to direct? There.
Do it. Yeah.
There, run with it. And that is some of the most exciting work that I think I've ever done. And it was in a time when people were watching TV because we were at home during COVID.
Yeah.
And I took the opportunity with both hands and I ran. And I, if I have to say it myself with my chest arrogantly, I think I'm largely responsible for what Gomara became. And even the relationships on there are telling, are a testament to that.
Great.
So I just kind of pushed and shoved, Knox, like...
Yeah.
I kind of bullied my way into the...
to.
Even if half the time it felt like I was hitting my head against a brick wall and I was bleeding. But someone was like, okay, stop. Here. There.
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah.
And I just ran. I'm still kind of running somewhere. And now I'm at a place where I'm being referred to as a creative producer, which means that I'm a showrunner and I run shows. And that's exactly what it is that I've always wanted to be. So I'm quite literally living my dream with all the challenges that it brings and the things along the way that I can't really circumvent or predict, but I love it and I'm happy. I'm happy with it and I'm happy with myself, and I just want to keep pushing a bit more to see what I can do. The other thing that's so important is to be dumb and silly. Sometimes we do this thing, grown-ups, you start to overthink everything, every single thing. And the difference between me, for instance, like as the qualified person that I am doing what I do, and a person who comes from procurement and has an interest in TV and then lands a contract at MultiChoice for a telenovela, for instance. The difference between me and that person was just acted dumb. Like, I want to be able to do this. What do I do? It's like, no, you take your idea, you write it down, you put it on the portal, and then you'll tell me when you've done it. I'll go and have a look, right? You run off some relationships, and then you just do it. You're going to think about who you might be offending later. You're going to think about how scared you are about it later. And that's the thing that separates us, the industry people, from non-industry people who are doing industry things, is that those non-industry people are just silly and dumb and don't think too hard, and they just... Nike, just do it.
Yeah.
You just do it.
One of my favorite mottos. I swear you touched me there.
Just do it.
Just do it,
Because
honestly.
The worst thing that can happen is that someone's going to say no.
And then what?
Right? And then you go to the next one and ask them again. Or that same person with a different concept.
Yeah.
Then eventually they're like, yo, you guys, you're submitting every week, eh? You're submitting on this portal every week. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna give you a chance.
Yeah.
So then there's also the thing about the timing and, the way that the universe kind of spins and what the divine has planned for, the individual. And when those things align, it's like a click, and then you've kind of got to go. So,
but the universe won't align if you also don't, get close to it. That's what you were saying, basically.
Yes.
Like, push, find your way, find a way.
Yes.
And just do it.
Yes. Being
and
stagnant.
Then it will definitely align with you.
Yes. Being stagnant won't get you what it is that you want. You have to act. I'm not saying just, be completely reckless, but you have to be a little bit silly and sometimes believe in your own source and just go.
Like,
just go.
Your wildest dreams, chase them.
Just go.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that can happen is that you'll hit a stumbling block and it'll push you like 20 steps back. Come back. You're going to find a way around that obstacle.
Absolutely agree. So, in today's world, is this still do we still identify you as a female director? Is that still a thing? Or are you just a director?
I would like to think of myself as just a director. I am the director. When the director arrives, they mean me. But filmmaking has boys' club tendencies. And we're sitting in the boardroom and the door opens and then it's me, 156, with a face that looks like she's 12. And it's like, this is the person who's coming to. It's like, yes, surprise, it's me. Kidna, babes. Awunayo Mungu, kidna.
Yeah.
So I think that there'll always be like an underlying current or tone about a female director, because we are still in the minority in that field. But I try not to feed into it.
Okay.
Because the things that you feed, they grow.
True.
So if I labor on the fact that it's a boys' club and they don't love me and they just think I'm pretty and I don't know anything, then so it is, right? Because now I'm laboring on it. People are always gonna think what they think. People, the same people who want me acting are the same people who want me directing and think I can't do the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, she's just a director. No, she can't act. She hasn't acted in 10 years. Do you think she even still understands what elbow emoting is? Or, no, she's just an actress. She knows nothing about cameras or lenses or lights. So why? There will always be some guy or even some girl who has something to say. Because even some of the women are the ones who are empowering the boys' club to stay a boys' club. And I refuse to subscribe to that.
Yeah.
I refuse to subscribe to that, because I'm good at my job and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not here for validation. That part of the deal, I think, has come and gone. And if that's the place where you think that we should meet, then I probably shouldn't be doing your thing.
Got it. Do you think there's progress, though, in terms of representation behind the scenes? Yes. Is there progress? That's good.
I have, a handful of female directors, if I stretch my hands out like this. And their struggles are real, like the ones we're talking about here right now, very real. But they're there. And they're occupying the space, which is important, regardless of who says what. And sometimes you just roll over and play dead, so we can keep things moving. And then when you get home, you can kind of scream and shout about it. But they are there. They are there. There's another lady I know. I don't know her well, but I see her name and I see she does a lot of work for Black Brain. Mamo had to ask you. It's another young lady who I worked with for a long time as a script supervisor, Sfundo Nduli. Who else? Kitumeti Kadi, who is a big commercials director and a big deal at Darling Films, Darling TV, Darlings. But she will step out and, do television work from time to time. Great storyteller. Who else? Nozipho Nkelemba, unbelievable storyteller. So there's, then my mentors, Cindy, Catherine, the Catherines of the world, the Steward, the Cooks, the OGs.
Yeah.
But they are there.
Yeah.
So another lady who's at Darling. I've never worked with her, but I like her work. It's a white woman. Her name is Chloe. Had this curly afro and some glasses, and you can just see that this Han, she's here, bruh.
Yeah.
She's here.
Yeah.
So yes, I think those are many names in the room right now, and there are more that I don't know about. And there are some that I do know about who are up and coming and are saying things to me like, "Oh, please, can I come and shadow you on your set? Please, can I? Please, can I?"
Yeah.
And because it's not just my set, it's not so easy to be like, yes, come tomorrow, come next week, because essentially that person then wants to occupy the position of the director's assistant, and often that's filled by the producers.
Yeah.
But now, because I've got like a producer behind my credit now, I think there's things that I can do where
Yeah.
I can. So that's like, yeah.
It's good.
Yes,
Yeah.
even practitioners like women cinematographers, women technicians, they are there.
Yeah.
They are there. They're coming.
There's a lot of change happening.
There is.
That's
Even if
good.
it's gradual and
Yeah.
is quiet and doesn't feel like it's happening,
But it's happening.
it's happening.
Yeah.
It's not radical, but it's
Yeah.
there.
I like that. I mean, you spoke about the industry changing, even though there has been a lot of regression. Because like we spoke about how rates have remained the same or actually been lesser. So it's a juxtaposition of the two, where there's change somewhere and then there's being stagnant somewhere as well. And I guess the industry is just trying to move, but it's slow in moving towards the right direction. What do you hope for the industry, and what would you advise somebody that wants to get into the industry and be a you?
You gotta just keep on keeping on. And I would advise anybody who wants to be like me to become an entrepreneur and have something else that they do that they rely on financially. This isn't a financial thing.
Not to feed you.
It's not. It can be a lucrative business if we do it correctly, right? Like I'm saying, I'm still getting a residual fee for something that was shot in 2009 every time it plays on SABC TV. But again, that's because of the way it was arranged. The people who were involved in arranging it really did have my best interest at heart. And now here we are. So just push and don't take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer. Keep pushing, but do something else that isn't this. And when that thing can run independently without you, then you know that your check is secure. And then the filmmaking money is money for jam, So I would say anything is possible. And you can have whatever it is that you want if you reach for the stars high enough. But if it's going to be in this business, you have to find a sense of security and livelihood elsewhere, because while it can keep you up, it's so unpredictable and reliant on other external influencing factors before you can get to the place where you want to. I think that I'm a little bit different because this is my anointing. And I believe in the depths of my being that I will never want for anything for as long as I'm in the creative field. The second I start deviating, trying to be the brand manager of,
Then you'll be found wanting.
I'll be found. You will find me being like, oh, please, can I have?
Yeah.
Please, can I have? But there are ways around it that still keep you secure while you're in the space. I don't think that it's good to just rely on this, even though I am, and I know people who do. If I have to give a textbook answer, I would really like for whoever comes after me to do something else while they're trying to become me.
Yeah.
Even when they've become me, they should still be doing something else, especially if you have people who rely on you.
Solid.
Yeah.
And I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So before I let you go,
Yes.
I want to know,
Yes, Noktula.
what is art to you? You look like art to me, but what is art to you?
Oh, sweetheart. Bless you. I think art is essence. Art is energy. And like you said, art is life. Because this is just a body. I'm an energy. And it's that energy that is creative, that is artistic, that is anointed in the field. So It's like one big mirror. That's what art is. It's like, look at us. Look at you guys. You're all sheep. You're asleep. Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I like that explanation.
Thank you.
All right. So before I let you go for real now,
Wait, now.
last question. It's about 3 questions, but
Okay.
they stand
Yes,
up in.
let's do it. I like it here. I'm
Yes.
having a good time.
So the last question, right? You alluded to doing like your own thing, like your own production. So let's imagine your own production, right? What's that story that you still like to tell? Who would you have in the story? Like, who are some of the people, actors, actresses that you have in the story? People that you like, that you'd like to direct, actually. And let's also think of a soundtrack for that story that you like to tell, because I just want a world into what you listen to, the people that you like, observations and shit when it comes to art. So yeah.
I've been very fortunate to get to work with an array of actors that I've either admired, looked up to. I'm talking about people whose tricks I've been stealing for years.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
Like Mam Connie, for example. Katlego Danke, for example. Like, she's really incredible, that chick. And so underrated because she's humble and human. So you kind of forget like how
Amazing
unbelievable she is, know. So I've been really lucky in that regard. There are a few that I'm still trying to catch. A lot of them have passed, which is so unfortunate. Like, Datus Bokhudi has really broken my heart this past week. Presley's broken my heart. But I'm not answering your question. I'm dwelling on something else. So
I'm sure there are other people that
there are. And I want to know what's happening outside of just here.
Okay.
Like, just this South African industry. Not just Hollywood per se, but like the stuff that's happening in between. Like, I want to know what the rest of Africa is kind of doing, who the main O's are, what they can offer, how we can, further incorporate ourselves and just keep reminding each other that we are one and the same. And the stories are about, a lot of the stories are about where we come from. And a lot of the stories I cannot separate from, I don't want to say apartheid or the struggle, but it's not necessarily stories that are just based on that. It's a reflection of the time, of how those things have influenced where we find ourselves now, and not just here, but the entire diaspora. So I'm interested in that kind of thing. I'm also interested in genres that are not just family drama, family TV, why can't we have like mythical realism or, adventures or...
That's happening with the children of
Blood and Bone.
Yes.
You see,
It's
that's
based on a book.
It's a very interesting approach.
Yeah.
And I really want to find a way for us to be able to access money so that we can get stuff made. Because at some point, that is always the thing that we are faced with.
Absolutely.
Funding. If there can be a way to privatize funding where people are not, where the funders are not necessarily hung up on a return of investment that's financial, it would be great. I know I sound like a big dreamer, but
no, but I think that's valid.
Yeah,
I think it's valid because that is, when it comes to creating, that is always the stumbling block, funding, and the funders also, they want an ROI.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how you're going to achieve that. I'm not sure how you're going to achieve that with the platforms that exist and how we've been told to kind of do it, So, but there are ways. There are some human beings out here in this, in this very city who are finding the ways, and I think that those ways need to be they need more exposure, and we also need to keep finding for ways to leverage off of these kind of opportunities much better than the traditional way. You give me 5 million, I do a movie, and then can you please pay me back after your cinematic release? No.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily how it's going to work. And then music wise,
Yes. What is Nozipho listening to? What do you like?
I listen to all sorts of things.
Okay.
Right now, I'm really big on what is being labeled as alternative music, right? The alternative sound, neo jazz, if that's what they're calling it. But I'm really very much into hip hop first.
Okay.
I'm into house music, and I don't mean electro. I mean house music.
Like ile ya bo Oskido ya khale.
Yona.
Okay.
Le ha ba ntse ba tla so.
Okay.
Ha ba ntse ba tla so. Lena black coffee wa teng lena ntsa tla so. Una ntsa le right. And then we etsala something, man. Wa bona mo chenchang. And I'm not big up to him, like it's really
growth.
Amazing what you know what I mean, what everyone's doing. It's just not necessarily what I like
resonate
first.
with,
Yes, I don't resonate with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's terrible because it's for other people. And that entire rise and rise of the collective artists after 1994, so anything between 1991 and 1994, and how those people developed. So it's funny you say Yoskido and all the people he's kind of attached to. I think they are unbelievable. It's like,
correct.
Remember that thing I said about not sharing the stuff that you want to do before you've kind of thought about it? I'm going to break that now.
Ooh, okay.
But I think it's very important that Thandiswa Mazwai be given a biopic.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And all the things that she brings along with the biopic, her as a person and all the characters that then come along with her. I think she's done so much for music.
Oh my gosh, definitely.
You know what I mean? But
and that longevity is crazy.
You know what I mean? And that she's still relevant today and has been, and she's going to be for a long time. And she doesn't even, that hand doesn't even flinch when she sings. She's just like,
Easy with it. Effortless.
You know what I mean? So I hope that tells you a little bit about the kind of music that I like.
It does.
And
okay, but like, because now you touched on the biopic, just quickly, who do you see as Thandiswa? Do you see anyone? If not yourself, who do you see?
I'm probably too old now. But
not really, because you can play the later life.
Fine.
Right now.
We're gonna find her, whoever she is. She's here somewhere.
We'll find her.
She's here. Maybe we have to go to Xhosa land.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
that would be awesome.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
All right. Okay, well, I'm not asking you anything else, because I've been saying this is the last
question.
This one is the last for real. What do you want to say to people that love you, follow your work, and you have also addressed people that want to be like you, but just to address your fans, your people that love you? Anything that you want to say to them?
My people, thank you. Thank you for holding it down, for holding me up. And I'm not going to disappoint you. I'm going to continue in the same fashion. And here's to bigger, better, and bright. Magwande.
Amako.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for being with me today.
You're welcome.
Time flew, really.
You are so cool.
Oh, you are cool.
Thank you.
Before Lere, woo, batong, bonang, baba, all smooth. Let's go. It's fine. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do comment in the comment section, like, subscribe, share with your mates. Let us know what you think of this episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.